Melchiot. Clements, being urged to shoot by some Birmingham supporters. Pennant with the cross. Andy was jumping in. Arsenal again able to clear their lines. Clapham. Birmingham keeping the pressure up. Clements. Pandiani. Came off Senderos. Pandiani. Clements just over. Great opportunity for Birmingham City to take the lead. Stephen Clements could not get his first goal of the season. Vieira. Fabregas. Finds Toure. In towards Fabregas. Touch on from Van Persie. And Taylor was right behind it. Patient build-up from Arsenal. The final touch towards goal was from Van Persie. Mike Taylor with the smart save. Upson's ball was meant for Clapham. Arsenal have it though with Van Persie. In towards Dennis Bergkamp. Bergkamp! Goodness me, how did that go wide? From Dennis Bergkamp. Wonderful ball from Van Persie. Bergkamp putting it across the goal and out for a goal kick. Fabregas. Challenges by Nafti. Morrison finds Pandiani. Morrison. Flag stays down. Clinton Morrison can't get past Lehmann. Clinton Morrison has had probably the best chance of the entire afternoon. It's a nice ball through from Pandiani. Lehmann, though, was quickly out. Bergkamp. Toure. Against the post. The closest we have come to a goal. This is Clements. Headed down towards Pandiani. Trying to turn. Real goalmouth scramble. Pandiani! Walter Pandiani gives Birmingham the lead with 10 minutes remaining at St Andrews. Arsenal just couldn't clear the ball away. It's a real goalmouth scramble. And Pandiani recovered to stab the ball in. Toure challenged by Clapham and by Heskey. Arsenal throw. Vieira. That's a terrific ball. Bergkamp must be 1-1 and is. A goal that owed so much to an exquisite pass from Vieira. Bergkamp onside and just able to squeeze the ball in under Mike Taylor. Birmingham really stung by that Bergkamp equaliser, but they have possession here. Oh! Where did that goal come from? Emil Heskey! It's 2-1 to Birmingham City. There didn't seem to be anything in it. Senderos just stood and watched the ball and then watched as Emil Heskey nipped in to score.
Steve, that was quite an explosive end to the game, wasn't it?
Well, we're delighted. It's always nice to beat Arsenal, and overall, yeah, you could say maybe it didn't lack the tempo it normally does, but all credit the players have stuck at it, and we've got a well-deserved. We've never scored a goal against them, I don't think. So to go and beat them is always a bit nice.
Most important is what was to not to have any injuries today, and you could see that we were not completely with our mind in the game on the game, and Birmingham played well, and therefore we got the 3 points.
So a good end to the season for Birmingham and Heskey. As for Arsenal, they of course head off to Cardiff for the FA Cup final against Manchester United. We'll be there too. Our live coverage starts on BBC One at 1 o'clock, something to look forward to. We leave you a look at the final standings in the Barclays Premiership table. Liverpool could still end the season as European champions, but they finished 37 points adrift of Chelsea. Mind you, no one got close to Jose Mourinho's side, emphatic winners with a Premiership record points tally. Arsenal and Manchester United will now focus on their last chance for silverware in next week's FA Cup final. Everton will play Champions League football for the first time next season, and unless there's a change in the rules, Liverpool will join Bolton and Middlesbrough in the UEFA Cup. And after an afternoon of high drama, 3 clubs are facing up to the harsh reality of relegation tonight. Southampton drop out of the top flight for the first time in 27 years, while Norwich and Crystal Palace both go down after just 1 season. So it's West Bromwich Albion who've beaten the odds with a win worth £20 million. So
Tony Adams had his hands back on the trophy he won 3 times with Arsenal and is predicting another classic when his old side meet Manchester United in the FA Cup final.
They haven't won anything else, and I think you know, the way Sir Alex and the way Arsene think, I think they'll both want to put a trophy on the sideboard come the end of the season. But I think it's important any season that you actually do lift the trophy.
An Achilles injury has ruled Thierry Henry out of the game, but Adams expects Arsenal to cope without their 30-goal man.
Injuries are part of football, and Arsene would have loved to have his full-strength team, but that's why it's a squad system today, and squad players and the younger guys get great experience, whatever the outcome. They'll get a great experience of playing in the cup final, playing against top quality opposition, and it'll serve them for the future.
In recent years, passion, although Adams doesn't expect tempers to boil over in the same way on Saturday.
They've got enough experienced players on the pitch to actually, I think, cope with it on this occasion. Yeah, I think a lot's been made of recent episodes. And given the course of how many times they've played against each other, I think it's inevitable that you do have incidences from time to time.
Ashley Cole has told Sky Sports News that he's in the right frame of mind ahead of the FA Cup final, despite being at the centre of the Premier League's tapping up inquiry. The Arsenal left-back says he's been unaffected by the hearing.
Yesterday, inquiry. Today, in suit. Ashley Cole facing the cameras under happier circumstances, posing in several £100s worth of Tommy Hilfiger. It's a smarter looking and more relaxed Cole than the last time he was filmed outside the Premier League inquiry. The jeans and jumper replaced by his FA Cup final outfit, perfectly tailored, no tucking up required.
Are you in the right frame of mind for Cup final? It's been a difficult few days for you.
Yeah, for me I don't think it has been a difficult few days. I've gone on with my normal life and I've prepared as normal.
So the Cup final is going to be a welcome relief, I suppose?
Yeah, I think every player looks forward to playing in the Cup final, and I've had the pleasure of playing a few, luckily, so I'm looking forward to this one, yeah.
It will be your 4th, actually, won't it?
I think so, yeah, my 4th one. As I said, I've had good memories and bad memories, so hopefully I can make this another one a good one.
Thierry Henry got a suit, but still insists he won't be getting a shirt, confirming again, whatever the opposition believe, he is injured and won't play. It means the man next to him is likely to start, so will it be his final game for Arsenal?
In the Everton match particularly, you got an incredible reception from your fans. Are you expecting the same again?
Hopefully, yes. I think the fans have been great for us through all those years, for me as well. And yeah, it's hopefully for them it's a special day as well, so we can give something back. I mean, it's not only for us, but for them as well to enjoy.
And no answer, I suppose, for the question that they're all asking?
Not yet, no. Not yet.
For a fit again just in time, Sol Campbell, the cup final means a chance to put a frustrating season behind him.
Millions of people all over the world be watching this game, and me personally, it's timely that I'm back, because the season, my season, hasn't been it's been a little bit stop-start. So for me to be there will be a tremendous moment for me.
It's not been a repeat of Arsenal's immaculate season, but they're immaculately dressed and hoping to win the cup in style. Gary Cottrell, Sky Sport.
Saturday, the Ashley Cole tapping up inquiry has rumbled on all week, and although the decision will not be announced until June the 1st, Arsene Wenger is deeply concerned about the disruptive nature the whole affair could have on his left back.
Ideally, it would have happened in a different week would have been much better for us, but we cannot influence that. And I feel overall Ashley Cole is a strong boy, a strong character, and he will deal well with the situation.
Displeasure at the Cole situation aside, Wenger is quick to hide the disappointment of finishing second in the league. The Frenchman putting a positive spin on relinquishing the Premiership title to Jose Mourinho's Chelsea.
I feel the achievement of a club is always judged through consistency. And in the last 8 years, I feel that since I'm here, of course, the club has done well as well before, but we have, through limited resources, always been in top 2. And we have, as I said, we play the 5th FA Cup final, so you cannot say that it is a failure. We want to bring this cup back to make good memories of that season. And overall, I feel in the championship we have had a disappointment because Chelsea went in front of us, but overall we have cannot say we have completely failed. Maybe 83 points after having done 90 last year. We have been quite consistent with the problems we had this season.
Amazingly, the Gunners have only faced United once in an FA Cup final. Alan Sunderland's dramatic winner back in 1979, giving Arsenal victory that day. League encounters have brought controversy, but a former Highbury great is predicting a fairly contested encounter.
Someone was telling me the other day I played in 55 games between Arsenal and Man United. I think there were 3 that it actually went over the line, and the media reported about all of them to this day. But and a lot of people remember those, but in general they were contested fairly and strongly and passionately, and I think it'll be the same again.
Arsenal do have a score to settle with the Reds. The Gunners have failed to beat United in the last 7 competitive meetings, and although it's been 7 months since that 49-match unbeaten run was ended at Old Trafford, the manner of United's victory that afternoon still rankles.
Well, I think it's their only chance to keep up with us. If they want to try to play like we can play, they obviously will lose, and so they have to intimidate us by techniques and by a very, very physical style of their game.
Strong words, and after a week which has seen the rivalry between Keane and Vieira stoked up in the media, what is the Highbury take on the forthcoming titanic battle between these 2 great leaders?
It has been like that in the last 10 years, and I think everybody like it. You guys really love it, and the fans love it. So I think, yeah, it's a big passion, rivalry between the 2 teams, and like everybody said, hopefully it will be a good game of football, and the best team will win.
Well, here you can see the head-to-head, and the most interesting thing is the league positions, with Arsenal finishing 2nd and Man United 3rd, which you haven't seen for a while. Top scorer Henry with 30 goals. But the key man is interesting, Frank, because Roy Keane, and you would expect it to be Patrick Vieira, but it's Gilberto Silva. And you have to say that since Silva has been back, not only has he been playing well, but Vieira has also come on. So I suppose he's the key man in as much as the effect that his re-emergence has had on Patrick Vieira.
Yeah, I thought Vieira looked, through stages of the season, looked a little bit weary and didn't look quite settled in the role that he was playing. In fact, he was sitting back and you know, having that anchor role in the centre midfield. But since Gilberto's come back, and also you look at the run they had up till last week, they had 11 clean sheets. I mean, that says a lot, not only for him, but the defence. People say, well, the defence maybe isn't so good, it's all about attack with Arsenal, but I think they look, at the moment, they're in very, very good form. You know, last week's game, you don't even have any bearing on what's going to happen this week.
And Matt, in the obviously in the Charity Shield, Arsenal won, but in the competitive games this season, the 3 competitive games they've played, Manchester United have won all 3. And in fact, in the last 7 competitive games, they've not been beaten. Do you think that that'll be key for Saturday or not really?
Well, it's definitely going to be key because it's a confidence boost, I think, for those players, for the individuals and for Manchester United as a club. It's going to be nothing short than explosive. It's going to be a massive game, and as a neutral, I think there's no better teams you want to be playing in an FA Cup final than Manchester United and Arsenal. It really is going to be big.
I'll give Frank his first opportunity to tell us about one of his goals at 1979. Amazingly, that's the only time Arsenal played Manchester United. 2 top teams, maybe they meet each other in the build-up to it, but you'd have thought that they would have played each other, but that's the only game, and you were lucky enough to score, I'm sure it was a header.
Why? It was a great run by Liam Brady. He went past about 4 players.
I mean, that was one of the first games I saw when I came to England, and of course you were 2-0 up.
Yeah, we were
Cruising.
coasting. Yeah, we were coasting until the last one. I mean, the game, to be fair, everybody says, what a great cup final. We were coasting until nearly over the line. You're kind of seeing the line, but you're not quite there. And we just took our eye off the ball a little bit. And that last 5 minutes was something else. Because you went through the different emotions. You know, you were from being 2-0 up and coasting to go to 2-2. And you're on the floor then. And then within 30 seconds, the euphoria gets you back up there again.
And of course, I should imagine it'll be all, you look at the key men then how the game's going to go, but strikers will be very important. And one striker, which Alex Ferguson is sure will be missing, but Arsene Wenger swears will be missing, is Thierry Henry. You think that'll be a big loss for Arsenal?
It's going to be a massive loss, yeah. I mean, Arsenal, I've heard this week that Arsenal will try and compensate for him, and they'll try and go and win it for everything that he's done for Arsenal himself. But I just think he's going to be a major loss because of his flair, because of the flowing football they play when he's in the side. They'll still try to combat that, but I think without him, it's going to be tough to score goals. Like you say, he's the leading goal scorer. You've got key players all over the park, but I think with Manchester United, throughout the squad and throughout their team, I think they've just got the edge, and my gut feeling says Manchester United.
Well, Matt mentioned combat there, and there's going to be a battle in midfield between Keane and Vieira. Probably not as it was a few years ago when Roy got up and down all over the field, as does Patrick Vieira. Roy plays a different role now, but that'll be key nevertheless for Saturday, the battle between those two, Frank.
I think it always is when the two teams have played. You know, these have been the best two central midfield players in the country for such a long time. I agree with you that Roy's diminished the job that he does for the team now, but he tends to sit deeper. But certainly in terms of combative, I think the game is going to be like that. I think Arsenal aren't going to be caught cold like they were last October when that finished their run. I think they're going to say, right, we'll go out, let us be the combative team. So we might be in for a bit of a surprise on Saturday. It might be less of a football on Arsenal and more like a combative one, because they may feel that's the way for them to win the game as well.
Well, if that's the way they're going to go, let's have a look at the odds as to who will be the first to be booked. And you have Roy Keane and Patrick Vieira, neither at 4 to 5. Will that be do you think that's good odds?
I tell you who I'd go for, somebody who can't tackle, Paul's goals.
But of course, to be sent off 20-1, and we don't expect anyone to be sent off, but we expect it to be very physical.
Well, exactly. You look at all the individual battles across the field, and I think this week has been focused on Roy Keane and Patrick Vieira, and yes, that is going to be a key battle. But across the midfield, being a midfielder myself, you look at Ronaldo against Ashley Cole, that's a major battle. Then you've got Lundberg against Giggs, Scholes, Gilberto, like we mentioned earlier. He's been a key player since he's come back into the side. All over the park, it's quality.
Well, you've played against most of those midfield players. Who is the hardest one to play against?
Well, I like to continue to focus on Roy Keane, because he's one I've always looked up to. And when I used to play against him, yeah, he's got this experience now, obviously playing in the Premiership for many years, but he's a very clever midfield player where he sits and he does that because like he's getting further on in his career now, but he does burst as well, and he has 10 minutes sitting, and you think, do I go and approach him, do I close him down? And when you finally do, he's gone behind you, and he creates that space for himself and other players as well, and that's one key thing which Patrick Vieira will have to deal with. And you know, over the battles over the years, they've been even.
Well, Frank, it's been it's an important week, Cup final week, and you wouldn't really want any distractions. Arsenal have had their distraction with the Ashley Cole situation. Manchester United with the Malcolm Glazier situation. How much of a distraction do you think that's going to be come Saturday?
For the players, none at all, John. You know yourself, the players have got to be professional about it.
But it also depends on the reaction of the fans, because they're talking about wearing black, you know, booing the team.
Well, the players are wearing black, so they're just going to match them up. That was it. No, to be serious, it's one of those situations where you just got to get on. Because if they don't focus on what they've got to do on the pitch, they know they're not going to win. So as the manager even said there, because I think someone tried to ask him about the Glazier situation, he said he wasn't going to talk about it. He was going to talk about the football, and that's what he was preparing the players for. And you know yourself, you've played in a lot of cup finals.
I've lost 4 of them.
Well, I wasn't going to say that.
Lots of distractions.
Yeah, but that's what happens sometimes, is that they can pass you by. Certainly on the 2 occasions that I've lost, it just passed by, and the game was gone, and the whistle went, and the game was over, and I just felt that you hadn't even competed in it. So I think, you know, for these players, there's a lot of experience there. They've been there before. Both sets of players have been.
But of course, the Ashley Cole situation, would you expect that to be a major distraction for Arsenal, Matt?
Well, you'd think so, but I think both clubs now, like Alex Ferguson mentioned, all focus has to be on the game in hand. And we hear it so many times throughout the season at so many competitions. But this one, I feel even more so because of the problems with Manchester United, with the Glazier situation, and also Ashley Cole. But I think the players are experienced enough now, and they realise that if they don't focus on this game, they're going to lose a major opportunity to bring some silverware back to their club.
Well, another key area, you talk about the midfield, you talk about the strikers, another key area, generally speaking, is the goalkeeping situation. And particularly for Manchester United, Jens Lehmann seems to have made that his #1 spot, but Manchester United have had 10 goalkeepers since Peter Schmeichel. And that's something, obviously, Fabian Barthez was there for a while, but they haven't really addressed that situation, Frank, have they?
Well, it's almost impossible to do it, isn't it, when you think that Schmeichel was the best ever goalkeeper Manchester United had. And to replace that, and I think any clubs have had real icons in goal. Arsenal have had their own, David Seaman for a number of years. I think trying to replace those goalkeepers takes a long, long time. And when you look at the list, and the big thing about all that is those goalkeepers haven't survived because of errors.
Yeah.
And the keepers that make the least errors are the ones that obviously make great reputations for themselves.